losing his inheritance through that whole process. Here's another lady that became a deputy DA. She became a deputy DA prosecuting. She was known for prosecuting sexual predators and spouse abusers. She became a victims' right advocate, activist. Anyway, so this lady had a sister that had died because of an abusive boyfriend. This is what made me become a deputy district attorney. I didn't want people to go through what I went through. She went through a trial and everything else, and sat in a courtroom with the attorneys talking to her with pictures of her sister being after she had been killed. And so now she's actually does courtroom stuff and has people sit there just like she did. So in her tenacity to help people, she indirectly she was right in the middle of the process. The very thing she hated, she became part of. Anyway, there's this other guy. This guy's name. This guy's his name is Jarve. Was a Oslo exchange chief found dead after firing. Basically, this guy was known. He was known for had been president of the stock exchange since 1977 in Oslo. Was known for his campaign against corruption in financial circles. And so this guy was against any corruption in financial circles. But then he got dismissed. It says he was dismissed Monday after the stock exchange board directors accused him of using his position for improper personal gain. So he lost his job for doing the very thing that he hated. And eventually he actually killed himself. He committed suicide. It was so devastating to him. So here he was against corruption, and then now he is part of corruption. So he started doing the thing he hates. And it's just like all of us, we get in those places where we start doing stuff we just don't agree with. Next thing, this is Bible Belt. Little article. This is written by David Crary. He wrote about how the Bible Belt, they had more trouble with their divorce rates in the Bible Belt. This was in 1999. The Bible Belt had the divorce rates were worse than a lot of other areas, and so some of the dynamics was he was in a class that was done in a First Church of the Nazarene. They had a class, and they all made this vow. People pledged that were in this class, that were engaged, that I will never get a divorce, and so they kind of swear that they'd never do that. And indirectly, and then on the back of this article, it's one of the statements says, some Oklahomans suggest the very nature of the Bible Belt fundamentalism may contribute to the marriage problems. So here you have a group of people that are swearing they're never going to be divorced, and which it's a good thing to try to stay married and all that other stuff. But when you find yourself in the middle of a divorce, it's not something that people wanted. It's just something that happened. But the minute we make a vow that we're never going to do this, we all learned a long time ago, never say never, because we end up eating those words. And so you have in the Bible Belt all these people saying, I'll never be like that, and then they become the very thing they hate. And so what happens is you learn to forgive the ones you hated, which are the divorcees. So you become one. And so it's, I know for me, I went through a divorce. In my first marriage, I was married like 9 years. I swore I'd never get a divorce, and I did. And I've been married 29 years to my second wife after 5 years being single. And so I've had both sides of the coin, and it's by just mercy that we make it through. We're all the same. We have the same issues and the same stuff that we need to work through. And here's another article. We're all the same. We have the same issues and the same stuff that we need to work through. And here's another article. This is this lady is probably recognize her. Her name is Mary Kay Letourneau. This article is by Lori Bashida, the Orange County Register. I don't remember the date, but anyway, she was a school teacher and ended up having a baby with one of her students, and went on to go to jail and got out and everything else. Eventually, now they're married and together. Well, the part that I wanted to talk about was this driving thing that happened to her, and one of the dynamics was her father. Her father was his name was Schmidt. Was his last? Schmidt. I can't remember his first name, but here's a picture of her father. And in 1967, he sponsored a bill to speed up suspension of teachers charged with sex offenses. So indirectly, her father was against teachers charged with sex offenses, and he was very much part of legislation in California here against teachers that did that. And one of the other dynamics about it is